everybody. It is Thursday, and hold on, we are back with a little bit more of this wizard cycling combo deck that we put together on stream yesterday. We had a fun brewing session. We ended up with something I think is pretty special. So we started off talking about Riptide Laboratory, which is not in the deck, but Riptide Laboratory plus Aether Vial, and how if you really want Riptide Laboratory, which is a land that can bounce a wizard that you control to your hand, you need to play Aether Vial so you can like just put it right back into play and get some ETB value. And so we just had that conversation very briefly, and then somebody in chat was like, "Hey Spike, did you know Asmo is a wizard?" And how could you know? Look, you can't. It just says human. You have to right click on it to see that it's a human wizard. I didn't know it was a wizard, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And then we had a look at the Puresight Merrow combo, a combo that was on my radar, but I didn't realize how interesting. So let's explain the combo. So the combo is Puresight Merrow plus Paradise Mantle, allows you to exile as many cards as you like from your library. If you've already found the Thassa's Oracle in your hand, or you have a way to draw a card, which this way has very few ways to just cantrip, but you can set up to win with the game with Thassa's Oracle immediately if you have it in hand, or next turn if you don't. And what's cool about this combo is that these are both wizards, so they're both fetchable with step 3 wizard cycling. And Asmo is a card that makes you want to play both Aether Vial, because Aether Vial and Asmo are really nice because you can tap it for 0, put Asmo into play. And Asmo decks almost always want to play Urza Saga, which can fetch you your Paradise Mantle to find your Puresight Merrow. So there's a lot of like interesting overlap between. And Aether, you can like being able to Aether Vial and Puresight Merrow end of turn is really important. Additionally, Stoneforge Mystic is a card I think is a really natural fit. It's a good card to Aether Vial into play. Very classically, creatures with activated abilities that you Vial in are good because you can use your mana on the abilities, and then still use Vial to put creatures into play. You can also find your Paradise Mantles. You only have to play one copy of this, admittedly underwhelming card. Additionally, Stoneforge Mystic can grab you Lightning Greaves, which can let you combo immediately. It can also protect some of your important pieces. Nettlecyst is good in the deck with the Underworld Cookbook, Ovalchase Daredevil food creation package, and you also, of course, have Kaldra and Shadowspear. I think Esper Sentinel is really good in most Aether Vial white decks that have a combo and are artifact based, just kind of a modern staple that fits in really well here. Not a wizard, but you don't usually want to cycle for it anyways. Wizard cycle and step through is really your only payoff here. But when you're playing step through to assemble Oracle, Puresight Merrow, or just find you a Asmo. It's nice to have a couple of like maybe more grindy tutor targets. We have a couple really interesting choices here. Both Dimir Zombie Wizards. We have Soul Diviner, a card from War of the Spark. It's a 2-mana 2/3, and you can tap it to remove a counter from an artifact, creature, land, or planeswalker you control. Draw a card. So this is really good with Aether Vial and Urza Saga, specifically Urza Saga, where you can peel the counter off of it and then just continue to get a artifact every single turn. It's also kind of nice with Lightning Greaves, where you can put this on the Greaves, activate it immediately, and then just have this be unremovable. I think that's pretty grindy too. And we also have Lazotep Chancellor. Whenever you discard a card, you pay a mana, and if you do, you can amass 2 to make a 2/2 zombie, and then every time you amass, the counters keep going on that zombie army. And so this is good with your Underworld Cookbook, Ovalchase Daredevil combo. So you have like a payoff for like this package that is cyclable with step 3, which is nice. In the sideboard, you have a few other wizards, a 2/4, Forge-Tender, Orvar. You can wizard cycle for this against Creativity, Drannith Magistrate, Deputy, Meddling Mage, and then you have a Needle and Nihil Spellbomb as extra Urza Saga targets. Deck is really sweet. It was a lot of fun yesterday. Went 3-2. Deck definitely felt like it was doing some powerful things, capable of comboing quickly and capable of outopponents, which is exactly what you want to do. I've tried several times to build Aether Vial Asmo decks. It's very difficult to build them and keep them with any degree of speed or disruption, and I think this deck has finally gotten to a ratio that I like. I like this hand as well. We can Stoneforge Mystic for Paradise Mantle. We can go Sentinel into Springleaf Drum, Stoneforge Mystic, or Springleaf Drum. Oh, I usually play the Merrow first, so that way you can have it not have Summoning Sickness. Yeah, I think I ended up running back the exact same 75 from yesterday. I did consider making some changes, but we spent a long time putting the list together, and I'm relatively happy with where the deck is at the moment. Thank you, Doc. Really appreciate you. Any thoughts on Giver over Sentinel? I think Sentinel is like a much better card overall than Giver. I know the Giver does protect the combo, but I think that Sentinel, like, just slowing your opponents down is more relevant. All right, so we're gonna go grab Paradise Mantle. Equip onto the Puresight Merrow, and I think I'm just going to pass, attack with the Sentinel. Okay, they're going to Solitude my Merrow. That's fine. Get our 2 for 1. They pitch another Solitude. We have another Merrow in our hand. That's okay. Yeah, this is an artifact for Saga tokens, and this card is just phenomenally good in creature-based strategies in general. Just, I know, the card is just nuts. What can you say? Okay, let's go ahead and attack with both of these, and then I think we'll just play another Merrow and equip Paradise Mantle. Oh, another cool thing about Step Through is you can cycle it, and that gives you the discard required for an Asmo, so this can just grab us an Asmo if we feel like we want one here, although I don't know that that is going to be something we want. So because we have the Step Through to find the Thassa's Oracle, we actually have enough mana to win next turn, because you get an extra mana at the end of the Puresight Merrow combo. We might get Verdicted here, though. We are getting Verdicted. We get to draw a card. Another Esper Sentinel. Urza Saga is pretty nice, so I think that this is going to be a good turn to just get the Asmo going. Pivot Engines. I think I'll also play Esper Sentinel. Yeah, and so against matchups like this, against control decks, a lot of times you're going to want to trim on the combo against Murktide and stuff. But again, having access to like the turn 3 kill, turn 4 kill is so, I just can't stress how important it is when you're building a deck like this. I've tried to build this deck so many times, and the biggest issue is you just can't race Titan, you can't race Tron, you can't race Living In Rhinos ever. If you're just like a slow, dirtily artifact-based a Vial Asmo deck. And it's not like your deck is just like so good at grinding that it makes up for that in other spots. It's really good at grinding, but it's not just like the end-all be-all. Okay. This is fine. How'd Dark Souls run go yesterday? I had a lot. So yesterday I think was like the most successful day for like on a lot of factors. So we've stopped from going to just no hit attempt with resets to limited hit runs, trying to get through the whole game with as few hits as possible. Just kind of see where we're at. I think right now we're about halfway through Anor Londo, and we've taken a total of 6 hits. I think 4 of those hits were like easy avoidable hits that. Oh no! Stop at Dark Souls! Damn it! Fuck. Sorry, obviously we just missed a token there. A couple of those hits were easy and avoidable, and I think they're not gonna be like big problems in the future. One of them I like choked against against the Gargoyle boss fight. We can don't need to do the full summary, I guess. Damn it, sorry, chat. Obviously, like the. Okay, they have Dress Down anyways. They have main deck Dress Down. We didn't actually get punished, although we did get punished because the Stoneforge Mystic doesn't get TTP. And then a couple of them, were your skill hits, so you have to improve a little bit. I'm also enjoying myself a lot more. The nerves are not as bad, and I'm getting more comfortable. It was also very fun, I'll say. I'm not currently playing Cavern. I think you just have like not enough wizards. Like obviously you have mostly wizards, but it doesn't count Stoneforge or Sentinel. It's just kind of awkward. Opponent's on 5 cards in hands. We're putting thought into updated Jeskai Control Cat combo deck. Okay, so Jeskai Control is like. you just cannot go into a format, or it's just not like the best practice to go into a format and say I'm gonna build Jeskai because I like Jeskai. It's always just like so much better to like start playing Jeskai for a specific reason. There is not a great reason to be like a hard Jeskai control deck over like traditional blue-white. There are a few cards you can splash for: Fire, Ice, Wear Tear, Alpine Moon, that are okay. But like hard like Snap Bolt Jeskai control deck, there's just like not there's just not a point. And doing it because you like it is it's like maybe a good enough reason. That's maybe fine to play it because you like Jeskai, but it's not what I like to do, you know what I mean? Cat combo also is, I've always found it to be a little underpowered. I haven't worked on it lately. But I think that, control is like currently very good in Modern, and I think that, if you just embrace the blue-white, you'll be happy. DG name with the Munson Kebab with the 15. It's JMac with the 17. Thank y'all. Okay. So I want to equip the Shadowspear this turn. The problem is, it's just like, I also could either sack a Cookbook or I could cast a Daredevil. I think I'll just cast okay, I think I'll equip Paradise Mantle to Sentinel, and then I'll cast a Daredevil. Oh, sorry, I should make 2 food tokens first, though. Kebab Pizza with the 15, thank you. Blue-White Control is good deck for a specific meta. I don't even know if I would say that. I think Blue-White Control is just good. Obviously, you're going to need to make small changes as metagames evolve, but for the most part, like Blue-White has been like a really just solid choice for a long time. It's not always the best choice. Sometimes it is. But I think it's currently good in today's metagame. One thing, too, is like, oh, WTF, thank you for the 5-pack. You've got to get stuff from WTF. Make sure to thank them. First paycheck of the new year. Well, make sure to get yourself something nice, too. There's a Jace. We do have 3 points of damage cracking back if they attack with a Solitude. I guess they're just never attacking with Solitude, though. So yeah, that's something I do advise you, though, is like, or like, I would say, Blue-White is really good, I think. I've had a lot of success with it. I started off 7-0 with it in Vegas, and then finished 7-2, sadly. But they gave me a couple Legends packs, and just been a big fan for a while. Okay, let's sack a Cookbook. Get back a Stoneforge Mystic. I think you want to get Stoneforge here over Puresight Merrow. I could be wrong about that. Pretty sure we're grabbing Nettlecyst with how many tokens we have. Obviously not super likely to win game 1 here, though. Could have also gotten Lightning Greaves to set up for, like, Puresight Merrow too, I suppose. Considering the double block, I think I'm not going to take it. Would be totally fine to take it there, though. Okay. Maybe waving the white flag in a moment. Wait out for now. Alright, good enough for me. Let's go to game. They should have targeted the Nettlecyst, but they've got the active Jace, so I'll give them the credit. Okay, so first time playing against blue-white control. We're getting the Shadowspear out of here, getting the Needle in. I'm not sure how in on the combo we want to be, so because like a lot of times you want to cut the combo against like the red removal decks. The fact that they don't have like that much instant speed interaction makes you think the combo is interesting. Although we're kind of cool to just like Dress Down or Counterspell on Thoracle. So we could do something like... Got 3 Puresight Merrows for 3 Meddling Mages. How about 2? 2. No, never mind. I think we maybe look at just a little light and win cons this matchup with that. We'll just keep him in. Thoughts on equipping Shadowspear to Sentinel? We talked about it. I think that like every moment we could have we just had a more efficient thing to do with our mana. I'd be interested in to hear on which turn you'd like to have equipped over what we did with our mana. Yeah, Aether Vial will help the combo through, at least counterspell at least. Deputy is good too. Deputy is okay against Chalice. Deputy is in general not good against blue-white control. I think the only card it lines up well is Chalice. Chalice is pretty good against this though. Also versus Binding. I don't know. It's maybe okay against Binding. It's just it's not that hard for them to remove the Deputy and reuse their bindings. It's really awkward. I think I'll bring one in just because having the answer to Chalice. One really awkward thing is if they binding a Urza Saga token and then you Deputy another binding, then all of a sudden they get a free binding back. Instead of casting the last Stoneforge, it was a good time to equip. I don't know. I feel like the Stoneforge Mystic was better to resolve, but that is some better feedback for sure. All right, I'll name Scalding Tarn if this resolves. All right. I don't know. This is. Maybe I should name Teferi. I'm so obviously Magic Online them. Alright, I'll just name Teferi. Don't say I never gave you nothing. Usually I like to name it if they think for a second and then let it resolve. But if they're so clearly yielded till end of turn. I just don't have it in me today, chat. I don't want to wake up and just choose violence. Let's get some real playtesting in, you know. Yeah, when I cast that last Stoneforge, my opponent had 6 or 7 mana, you know what I mean? It did not feel like a great time to go for it. Okay, so I guess that's gonna incline me to fetching now, just in case they have March. Incline me to get a Paradise Mantle. They're gonna go to RCQ. Oh, okay, we're not gonna get Paradise Mantle. And lose and they get their Land Needle because the intention lesson. I mean, that's literally just not what happened. They just sort of yielded till end of turn. It's okay. It's not that serious. Draw 2, huh? I think I might get an Aether Vial. I think I just don't want to play into a Verdict very much. Especially when we just have lethal next turn. And they could have stolen a construct if they were really, really worried about the constructs. Would I name Tarn if I was a person? Yeah, of course. Yeah. And if they think for a second, I usually name it because you know they made a mistake, and obviously they made a mistake by yielding till end of turn. But I don't know. It's just I just don't feel that bad about letting them have it in these kind of spots. It's not always about winning, you know what I mean? Alright, so presumably 1 binding. Does this Nettlecyst ever resolve here? I'm just gonna pass back. There's a good chance my opponent has to use 3-4 mana on their turn to answer this with a Jace or Teferi. And I get to slam the Nettlecyst. It's also good to I guess I'm not really pressuring their mana on the same turn that I'm vialing in the Reejery. Okay, can start making food tokens. I think I'll just cast the Daredevil. Okay, very happy to have gotten that much, you know. I feel like I played around that counterspell decently. They had it. Okay, so all this really does is get rid of the Daredevil plan. It's, you know, it has text against us, but maybe it's even shutting off like their Deluge flashback. It's not really that big a concern. I can still cast my Daredevils too. And here, it looks like I'm going to be able to equip the Paradise Mantle to the Puresight Merrow. I need to draw a Thassa's Oracle or a Step Through, though, to be able to win the game this turn. So I have 5 outs to just win, presumably. That's a pretty good draw, though. So instead of just winning, I will equip the Paradise Mantle. Jam the Nettlecyst. Might have I think if they're going to snap off the counterspell there, they're maybe just likely to have another one, but I think I just need to put as much pressure on my opponent as possible. Pass back. Have we amassed onto Orvar? Yeah, not quite yet. And if they do, like, Verdict me, I at least get to, like, super scry into a good draw for next turn. No, we haven't hardcast Step Through. I think that it's unlikely we ever hardcast Step Through. Yeah, Soul Diviner, the hero's power conduit. Alright, so I think I'm just going to try to find Step Through, and if there's an Oracle on top, then I have to exile that. Oh, no. Okay, sorry, I thought I had let this Stress Down resolve. My opponent still needs to deal with this Germ Token, too. This doesn't kill the Germ Token. Did I see the insect deck Mingu played? I mean, that deck's been like around for a while. I don't think I saw Mingu's exact list, but I saw he was playing the insect deck. Couldn't you just chosen your top card upkeep? I mean, I can still choose my top card and upkeep. There's just no reason not to do it at instep. I mean, I can't now because there's also a dress down coming, but why can't I do it now? It's just better to do it before you untap usually. Well, we had a lot of dead draws. Okay, there's a Step Through, so we'll keep that. Put the Soul Diviner into play. Let the Dress Down resolve. Okay, so we were going to be able to, in our instep, win through a counterspell. But my opponent, I don't know. I guess they just didn't draw anything off the Dress Down. This is take up Thassa Oracle. Yeah, that's the win con. Step through it for it. Did not forget to add the Thoracle. Thank you, Harrison. Glad to have you. Okay, we'll keep this. What do you think to play Aether Vial and Breaking Food? You just don't have enough creatures, I think. Like you have Steelseeker, Mutt, Asmo as good creatures to go with Aether Vial. And that's it. You don't really have anything else. Hope I did not get Chalice this turn. I can just get my 1-drops down next turn. Can't take a counter from Chalice like you can with Power Conduit, sadly. Ooh, okay, we'll just play Double Vial again. Strike one of my Aethered Vials down, opponent, and 2 will take its place. Okay, should be fine. Happy that they're using that on Hallowed Fountain, not Saga. Maybe I should cast my Paradise Mantle. Probably doesn't matter that much. So I think next turn I'm very likely to main phase Vial and Stoneforge Mystic and then cast Nettlecyst. Maybe not if my opponent has just nothing but open mana, which I guess is likely. Tapping for green. Untapping, okay, blue. Fun Raveler. About Spreading Seas, okay. So now it seems like the Nettlecyst line will be pretty ideal, and then I can end of turn Soul Diviner. When I cast your Vial, do you have a lot of removal? Yeah, they're freaking blue-white control. I think they got a lot of removal over there. Although maybe I just want to cast the Ovalchase Daredevil. Now that I drew the land. Okay. Basura, 23 months, and Cold Snap with Witch's Prime. Thank you. What would they do to an April Fool's Decklist post where you could take infinite turns but can't actually win with them? I don't know. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, huh? Man, every time they just like play that 5th land and like pass immediately, it's just always Solitude. I think I have to make them Solitude the Daredevil. Okay, can't currently Asmo. We can if we can peel 2 counters off the Soul Diviner, though. Yeah, it's just always Solitude. Whenever they just play the 5th land and pass without thinking, it's always hardcast Solitude. Let me see, they got 6 cards in their hand. What about that one? Alright, so now I have to put the Nettlecyst into play. Guess I could have equipped the Paradise Mantle with Stoneforge Mystic. Would have been better. When I cast the Nettlecyst at main, I think it's better to Stoneforge it in. Like, you're not attacking the Stoneforge because they get to block it with Solitude. Go Soul Diviner. Yeah, I'm just saying it's like free to. It was free to equip, and I didn't. Not that like it would help me this turn. Okay, so take a counter off the Vial. Violin and Esper Sentinel, I think. Then we attack to Fairy with Nettlecyst. They snap off a chump block, which is very unfortunately for us, probably a Supreme Verdict. You can draw a card by doing this. Oh, that's Fairy Bound still. Maybe they just always snap off the block. We'll see, we'll see. They immediately plus. That can't be good. Alright, good to draw a card. We lose our Soul Diviner, sadly. Our card is also just a swamp. They have 4 cards in their hand. One and 2 for now. Okay. So can I go Stoneforge Mystic, cast Lightning Greaves, Esper Sentinel, equip Nettlecyst? Yeah, I have enough mana, so let's go ahead and get a land. And I think first we're supposed to go Vial and Esper Sentinel. Then equip the Nettlecyst, so if my opponent counters my Lightning Greaves, then If they counter my Lightning Greaves, then we get them. Which we're not lucky enough to have happen. Gonna get the Greaves anyways, I think. I know putting these on the Stoneforge Mystic right now means I can't necessarily equip the Nettlecyst to them, but I do think getting the Teferi back down to 3 loyalty, so if they minus it, they lose it next turn is relevant. And if this eats their leyline binding, they're binding the Greaves. Okay, that's fair, I guess. Could tap Sentinel for mana. Oh, I could have, yeah. Should have. Roger, I think the Rich Switch Prime I might have missed you, but thank you. What's my Moto player rating? I don't usually like to talk about ratings, because usually it's like, my rating's good and I like to brag. 1784 is fine. But I mean, I do a ton of brewing and losing, and I play Braid of Fire for fun. My rating is like all over the place. It jumps around a lot. It's like, it's just all over the place. So they bounce the binding to their hand. They main phase binding Stoneforge Mystic. I'm not sure exactly why they're doing that. That's some good top decks, including that one. Because that lets me cast Asmo. Probably have to get the Puresight Merrow. So get the Puresight Merrow. Play Asmo. Worth running Crowbar on the sideboard? It might be. Ace the Asmo. I definitely liked Crowbar in the mono white conduit deck, but it was better because you could like power conduit it or restoration it back. Was why there's no graveyard hate. I started with Hearse. I found that Hearse had like tension with, like Hearse against Murktide. Like you want them to have cards in the yard, so Drown can sometimes kill Murktide in the late game, and then you can't ever Hearse yourself to grow the Hearse because of the breaches, which was awkward. Obviously not the end of the world, but definitely awkward. Okay, so here now we get to go Violent Puresight Merrow. Equip Paradise Mantle. Have to do this first. Equip here. And they have Solitude blue card. God, good fucking beats. Damn it. I tried so hard and got so far. But we're gonna be in a spot where we could beat we were in a spot where we could beat any single targeted removal spell. Any counter spell. We mostly just lost to like either like a combination of 2 removal spells or Dress Down. Really slow hand. Kind of a good combo hand though, because we can step through for Thoracle and we can use the Saga to get our Paradise Mantle. So if this is and we have backup step through also. Can I explain the combo as a 5-year-old? Puresight Merrow, pretty merfolk. Pretty merfolk with pretty Paradise Mantle, exile card in library. Win no card in library. Thassa Oracle, win game. I think we just play the Merrow this turn. Maybe you go Saga plus Cycle Step Through instead. Really wish we had a black land here because we could go cycle and cast Asmo next turn. I'll pretty likely be getting Aether Vial off the Saga to Vial and Asmo for 0. Let me attack for 2 and just hold up the step through, cycle end of turn. I kind of think I should get Soul Diviner. Well, they have Thought Scour? Yeah, so this is good with your, this is a tutorable payoff with step through for your Cookbook Daredevil plan. Yeah, Cookbook plan. Turn 3 Murktide. Alright, so I think now I'll get Thoracle. Deck Tech Obosh Ponza. Do you have like, okay, you have the list? Okay, I'll take a look. Ponza's really tough to build, but I can take a look. I think we've done Obosh Ponza a couple times. I mean, we win the game if they somehow have nothing. Or if they don't know what's up. Because you get an extra blue mana off the combo at the end here. They graveyard it. Oh my gosh, we win. They just, I mean, they, okay. In before spell set. Let me combo real quick and I'll do this, tech. Sorry, I need to always yes to this. In before spell snare. Always yes, always yield. Oh, if you just spam click on this, it goes faster. Okay. You still have to click OK to look at the cards. But you don't actually have to click on the mana like I thought. There's a good chance they just don't know what's going on and they just didn't, you know, do anything. What's awesome about winning with the combo game one, is assuming they don't have a spell snare, is, I mean, okay, if they have spell snare, how are they not spell snaring the Stoneforge Mystic? Maybe they just see the line. You have white though? I can make blue instead of white. But it's just, I can't, I have to like manually tap blue each time. I'm spinning the white and making another white. I don't just have a white floating. Honestly, like, this is like almost no clicks at all compared to Ace Rack combo 2. Mystic Crispy possibility. Game 1, I'm not worried about it. It's obviously like, you know, that's illegal. It's a card they could put in their deck in theory, but. Okay, I'm explaining the combo to my opponent, who will maybe be generous and concede. My opponent knows I have the, they know I have the Oracle, so I don't mind telling them that I have it, because I showed them it off the step through. Okay, they concede. Awesome. Well, what's cool about winning that game is that we're going to, like, slide off of the combo. We're going to cut the Paradise Mantle, the Thoracle, the Merrows, and just be a bit of a grindier deck post-board. I think I'm going to bring in the Nihil Spellbomb, the Needle for Explosives, and at least one Deputy. I guess, sorry, I've stopped bringing in Needle for Explosives because they're mostly on Brotherhood End, so we'll play 2 Deputies. Okay. Obosh Ponza. Okay, do not play Gilded Goose unless you have, like, food synergies in your deck. Gilded Goose is, like, not playable. This needs to be, you already have Ragavan's, but this would be better as just Birds of Paradise. Because that card taps for mana every single turn. Gilded Goose is like just like a treasure token instead of a Mox. It's also okay. So you're playing Thoughtseize and no Blood Moons. So like one thing is like Blood Moon is so much stronger than Molten Rain and Stone Rain. It's like can be potentially 3 mana win the game as opposed to like 3 mana, you know, Stone Rain your opponent in the Wrenn and 6 format, which is a big issue. I think if you're gonna play Ponza, if you're gonna play green-red land destruction, like these Thoughtseizes should just be Blood Moons, and you can play some number of Molten Rains and Pillages. You shouldn't be playing 11, or is this like 9? Yeah, 11. You should be playing like probably 3. So like the main role that Stone Rain is gonna have in your deck is destroying your opponent's basic lands when you have Blood Moon in play. That's the main thing they do. And obviously sometimes they're they're just good, but I think we can keep this against the Ragavan deck. But it's just not good to be playing like 11 Stone Rain effects in the Ragavan or in the Ridden 6 format. It's also like not good against Ragavan because Ragavan just makes a mana every turn, I guess. But in my opinion, just really not where you want to be. I might not take up the Vial so I can cycle Step Through. Okay, well, and play an Asmo. Never mind. Always get Spell Pierced on this channel. So what you need to be doing is I think you need to be playing 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I would probably play I might even play Utopia Sprawl. I think my one drops would be Utopia Sprawl, Noble Hierarch, Ragavan. I'd be playing 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker instead of 4 of the Stone Rains, and then 1 of the Stone Rains for the 4th Utopia Sprawl as like your 21st mana source. Again, straight green red. Like Blood Moon is better than Thoughtseize. This is your only black card. Then you have a couple of extra flex spots there, which are hard to fill. I know that they're hard to fill. Oh, I put a Mr. Second land. Okay, I'm gonna play my Saga. Would Arbor Elf be better for playing Sprawl? You could play Arbor Elf over Hierarch if you want to. I think it's like close. What's nice about Arbor Elf too is it does block Ragavan, so maybe you want to do that instead. You have a couple of other options. I'm not sure. You have like 2 flex spots, and I'm not sure exactly what you want. And Endurance is probably what I would do, like just like 2 main deck Endurance, 2 side or something like that. Okay, they found their second land. Where does the term Ponza come from? I believe it was from Stanislav from the Dive Down podcast. Was working on a red-green land destruction deck while eating a sandwich in Chicago that was called the Ponza because it was red and green. Is I believe the lore. I probably have some detail of that wrong. Original build was no boss with Ridden 6 Icon and Arbor Elf Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, but I think Arbor Elf Utopia Sprawl is just better than like why are you playing a Hierarch Gilded Goose, you know? I just don't think there's a real good reason. Okay, we're wizard cycling here. Deputying the Blood Moon is really risky. I could just get another Asmo, which is pretty likely to like be needed, and they don't know I have the second Asmo in my hand. Oh, brutal. I don't have a discard outlet for this. Well, easy bottom, I guess, and then hope the top of our library is kind to us. Why was Deputy risky? Well, if you Deputy the Blood Moon, and they kill, and then you play a Saga, and they kill the Deputy, then you don't have a Saga anymore. Also, like, you're not casting it this turn into the counter magic. Pink Rage, 7 months, thank you. They've got 3 cards in their hand. Weird game so far. And Greek Yogurt with the 13 months, thank you as well. Presumably my opponent's hand is 3 spells because they missed their second land drop. Alright, let's do this main phase. Cool. So I'm going to get another Asmo here, and I think they're really likely to counter this, and then I just have another one in my hand. If they don't counter that, that's fine too. Just getting the cookbook into play is also important to grow this construct. Maybe they have Spell Pierce. They already played 1 though. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to play around another copy. Yeah. Alright, now the construct's a real threat. We have the cookbook in hand to play another Asmo. So I think if my opponent like bolts this one, I'm just going to let it resolve, and if they bolt the construct, I'll save the construct. Yeah. Well, I said I'd do it, so let's be true to our word here. You should have cast the book with Plains, letting cast a second Asmo for a second cookbook. I mean, I'm just like never casting. I guess I'm only casting second Asmo this turn if they kill this one. But I'm not just like main phase cast second Asmo for second cookbook with and legend ruling them. Get some Murktide. But yeah, I think I probably should have done it regardless. Should we expect any more Commander content like the Professor vid? Well, I didn't do Commander content in the Professor vid. We made our own format up. I don't currently have any Commander content planned either, but you know, I'm open to, you know, trying new things always. But cookbook is more important than the Asmo. Well, we're up against Murktide. They're like just very likely to kill this, and I want to get my resources maximized. Like we will get the second cookbook at some point. I don't think there's a huge rush. Any thought to one Trinket Mage you could step through for Paradise Mantle? I mean, you already have 8 tutors for Paradise Mantle. I think a Trinket Mage could be okay. Another issue I see with Trinket Mage though is that it's 3 mana, and like thinking about having to tick your vial up to 3 when like all of your other wizards are like curve out at 2 is pretty rough. Okay, this is Non-Delirious Unholy Heat. And y'all wanted to just legend roll the other Asmo. Okay, what's more important to resolve, Asmo or Stoneforge Mystic? I think it's better to lead on Mystic, because if it resolves, we could maybe just cast Nettlecyst. But if we Asmo first, we can't Nettlecyst this turn. Could also just get Kaldra, and then... it's always getting Nettlecyst here. Although I think I'm just all of a sudden got a irrational fear of another Spell Pierce. How far do we get Dark Stone? How many hits? We are most of the way through. Well, we're at the Ledge of Death in Anor Londo. I think we have 6 or 7 hits. Although like 4 of them were like super easy avoidable, which is like good news, but could be lower. Okay, got there. Ooh, we have the net draw of turn 1 Vial Asmo. We also have the Oracle in our hand. I think this is going to be the rare turn 1 Saga hand, so we can get the Paradise Mantle as quickly as possible. Although maybe being able to make a Saga token and like just being a turn slower is also fine. It's matchup dependent. I think I want to give myself the ability to make a Saga token this game if I draw land. 8 yellow foil, yeah. Used to see beta play EDH with a format that has Wheel, Windfall, Time Twister. I guess that's fair. I don't know. I feel like there are plenty of decks that just want to play as many wheels as possible, but again, I'm an EDH casual. I just have a silly dragon deck. Casting Stoneforge Mystic this turn is pretty tempting, actually. Oh yeah, sorry I still have the Sea Monster. I haven't played the Sea Monster one in a while. But I guess I have 2 EDH decks. And the third one may be coming this year, huh? Alright, don't think too much about this Paradise Mantle opponent. Is this the updated version of the Ponza deck? Okay, so... yeah, I think we'll play a Utopia Sprawl over Ignoble Hierarch. Like, you just can't bolt a Utopia Sprawl, which maybe just makes it the best mana accelerant. You need to play 4 Blood Moon. You need to play 4 Blood Moon. Like 4 Blood Moon, 2 Pillage is fine. Oh, and then you've also added Karn and Rin 6. Yeah, I just don't. So like, what I'm not getting is like why Obosh was good in the other version and in this and so like. But all of a sudden, like, you've added Karn and Rin 6 because we're playing Blood Moon instead. Like Rin 6 is better without Blood Moon. So like I just don't understand, and it's better in a deck in theory with like tons of land destruction spells to ultimate with. It's really like not. It's not like that big of a combo or anything. I'm just like confused why. Let's think about chump block here. I'm just confused why like this. You think this version wants Karn, Ren, and 6, and the other version doesn't, or maybe you're just showing the list. Have I tried brewing Stoneforge Paradise Mantle Jeskai Hesitancy? I haven't tried it. Doesn't sound like it's necessarily something that I want to try. Maybe it would be. Put a dead here for draw blue. Oh yeah, we have to untap with the Merrow. Dude, Hullbridge or Whispering Madness was probably crazy, huh? Hear me, Asmo, Stoneforge, Urza, Thopter combo. I don't mean I doesn't. Where are we going with this? I mean, it's been done plenty of times, and I tend to like to have low curves in my Asmo decks as much as possible. But people have done that plenty of times. It's always been kind of mid. Like, I feel like every 2 or 3 months, three months, like, someone builds that deck, Grixis, Urza, Asmo, but it was just like Doomwake played a ton of that strategy, like, right post-Image 2. That deck's been around for a long time. Tarfire? Like, I got Dragon Rage's Channeler and Unholy Heat in my deck. We're gonna Tarfire him. Mimsky, thank you for the 13 months, appreciate you. Yeah, 2 cards in their hand. We're down to 8. Feeling okay about this matchup. We got a bunch of Forge Tenders in our sideboard. Let's see if we could just get them here. So what's cool is I can just make a token and then, well, I guess I do need a mana to equip. Ooh. I really want to be able to get... So, okay, hold on. Yeah, so why don't we not make a construct, which is a little weird here. But I think I want to be able to get an Aether Vial to Vial and Asmo, play 2 cookbooks, and use that as my backup here instead of construct. We'll use the floating mana to equip. If they remove this, we go to our backup plan. If they don't, we should win. It does kind of feel like some people are... I mean, I don't know about my last round opponent. My last round opponent, I don't know if they had a removal spell or something, but you would think that they would have, like, removed the weird card if they had the removal spell. You think that they would probably do that here too, right? But you never know. Doctor, 2 months, welcome back. Thank you. I think Greasefang could be viable in Asmo Shell. We tried it when Greasefang first got printed. It was like kind of interesting in combination with Goblin Engineer. It might be like worth looking at again. Because so like I've said this a lot. I have a graveyard of Aether Vial Asmo decks. The Greasefang deck is in that graveyard, but like Greasefang, like I think that one thing that if this ship is going to get out of the harbor, if this plane is going to get off the ground, if you're going to play Aether Vial and Asmo, you have to be able to win the game fast. And so that is one thing I like about the Greasefang combo, and I like that Goblin Engineer. No, Greasefang's a pilot, not a wizard, sadly. I like the Goblin Engineer, like works well with the Asmo build, and like is a great card to set up for Greasefang. So again, could be worth revisiting. One thing I didn't like about that combo though is it does make you like a lot more weak to graveyard hate, where like most Asmo decks, you know, graveyard hate sauce off the cookbook combo and stuff, but like the rest of the combo still works. Like that's like true for the Time Civ version. And this deck doesn't really mind the graveyard being exiled, but the Greasefang deck is much weaker to graveyard hate. Although maybe with Haywire Might, that becomes less true. With Stoneforge Mystic and Violent 2, is it usually playing one reality chip you can Violent? The problem with... You could play a reality chip. I typically like think that card sucks. If you can't equip it for 0. I mean, even like most Hammer Time players, don't play it anymore. So like I was vindicated the whole time actually. Saying that it was bad. I mean, it was fine. But like reality chip win is just so much better when you don't have to pay that 3 mana reconfigure cost. And we already have a lot of Stoneforge Mystic targets too. Like we have Nettlecyst, Paradise Mantle, Shadowspear, Kaldra. And this is something that's really important when you're building toolbox decks like this. When you're building toolbox decks like this, is when you're adding any tutor target, you need to ask yourself, does the reduced power level of this card, I think the reality chip like is like not a particularly powerful card, but does the versatility I get by playing this like lower power level card increase my overall win percentage? And usually when you already have like 4 targets for your Stoneforge Mystic and reality chip is going to be maybe like the least tutored one, the answer is going to be no. My opponent says, Ovalchase Daredevil, best Daredevil. Your creature type, why your card not? I think I'm going to not respond, but I think they've poised a very good question here that we can all reflect and think on. Response or report? Okay, I'm gonna not response, no. Can you activate the untap and tap the key? Yeah, you get 1 mana at the end of this loop. Response, yeah. Still not how you spell response. Oh boy. The joys of streaming. The joys of streaming. Think he's asking why Ovalchase Daredevil's a devil? I think my opponent's just trying to get some attention. Is kind of it. I think that's what's happening here. Maybe not. We got there. Okay, so again, I think this is a good example of a matchup where you don't want the combo. You do want the Forge-Tenders, which is going to be a pretty heavy overlap on the Venn diagram of wanting the combo, winning versus winning Forge-Tender. Drannith Magistrate I think is worth bringing in. It stops Lava Dart, Light Up the Stage, Iteration if they're playing Iteration, but I think they're mono red, and Underworld Breach, which is enough cards. I think that the Nihil Spellbomb is also good for Underworld Breach and I guess Delirium purposes sometimes. Seems like a fine sideboard plan. We're also, we're a Saga deck. We got a lot of Forge-Tenders. I think we got a good plan. Sentinel's pretty good against them. I kind of want to try the deck with more Soul Diviners. Soul Diviner's been so sick. It's gonna be pretty good if we drew a land, Bogan Mulligan. Keep this one. Put back Marsh Flats. Java Swamp. We can turn off emote only emotes. I think it's fine. My opponent did just apologize. They are normal and can be trusted, probably. Okay, so put stuck on a land here. So I think I want to be vialing in the Esper Sentinel, and I think we'll just cast the Magistrate too. What was the Soul Divine deck you play? It was a like zombie tribal. So it was like it had a lot of cool synergies beyond just pulling counters. So you can pull counters off Aether Vial, which was like a good card advantage source, but you can also pull counters off Geralf's Messenger and like reset the Undying. Maybe that was all the cool. Maybe that was it. But boy, was it cool. How's the deck? Is there a particular combo? There is a particular combo. The deck's been pretty sweet, and I think, interesting and powerful too, or interesting and powerful enough, maybe I should say. The combo is Puresight Merrow, I think is the name of the card, plus Paradise Mantle decks at your library, and then you can try to you can either like find the Thoracle with the combo, or you can just have the Thoracle already set up to win the game immediately. Okay, I think I want to get Shadowspear with this, so I can get like Springleaf Drum with the Saga. Didn't draw land like I was hoping, but that's okay. I think I can attack for 4 though. Oh, sorry. I need to cast my. I need to cast my Shadowspear. So I missed the point of damage, but that's okay. We will rectify our mistake. When I called your opponent definitely can't kill the Mystic. Well, I was thinking we didn't necessarily want to be super duper offensive. I'm just gonna not. If they have bolt, that's okay. But maybe that was a better line. We're just stuck on 1 land all day. Cast Forge-Tender, equip a Shadowspear, attack with both probably. A 2-mana wizard that you can tutor that lets you flash back your spells? That sounds like a modern staple to me. Hoping to see the black-white mana deck with updates. You played when it became legal. We played it like last week, 2 weeks ago. I played again at some point. I mean, don't attack with just 1. They're so close to dead if they attack with the Swift Spear. They're in obviously really, really bad shape. It's not a wizard, it's a mage. So the card's, what's the card called? Flashbackster Wizard? Flashbackster Mage? Alright, we win. Not that my opponent, like leaving, I guess they just were dead anyways. But it's not like leaving creatures back for my opponent was gonna be the thing that solved the puzzle. Napcaster wiki page. Opponent is sending their farewells from Argentina. Alright, 2-0. I think the mono white Filbert deck with correct combo is a good choice. I kind of prefer the mono white artifact deck without the Fiddlebender at the moment. Alright, good enough to keep. Interesting hand for sure. On the draw 2. So they mold a 6 on the play. Oh yeah, Fran is in Argentina too right now. Could be Fran. My opponent goes Copperline Gorge to spin Riftbolt. Well, these Forge Tenders are really, really putting in work today. They're getting the job done. Always love to be playing Painless Mana base against Burn that doesn't lead on a creature, and they bolt a 6. So and they're on the, I guess they're on the play. How do you come up with these deck ideas? I mean, it just depends. So, like, the answer is I don't do anything else. This has been my full-time thing for years, and like you have to spend a ton of time to like brew and innovate in a format. Although this deck, like, you know, this deck is kind of a combination of me like looking for an Aether Vial Asmo deck for a while, and then we brewed this deck on stream together. It was this deck is definitely a team effort. I forgot that we're also a cookbook deck. Alright, Burn, best matchup. I don't know. It's just I don't do anything else. Against Stockburn. Stockburn doesn't play light at the stage. It really only stops Rift Bolts. Alright, opponent with a totally normal comment in the chat this time. I think I'm gonna cast Lightning Greaves instead of Cookbook. Cookbook would be fine too. How do you avoid mitigate psychic damage opponents are extremely slow players? I usually just talk to my Twitch chat. If you don't have a Twitch chat, I recommend talking to yourself in a mirror. Just getting, like, instead of a second monitor, just get a mirror and talk to yourself. I don't think I want a shock to play the Cookbook. I think putting the Greaves in the Merrow? Puresight Merrow doesn't really do too much for us at the moment. Can they win if we gain 3 life a turn? Well, probably not. I was thinking of a hasted attack with the construct, but then I don't get to block a Goblin Guide. We have a lot of options here. We can try to Merrow combo, which we'll do if we find a Oracle or a Step Through. I'm starting to think we need to have like a main deck Nihil Spellbomb or a tutorable artifact we can sack for a card. Just so we can like combo kill in this situation. Like in this situation, if we had Nihil Spellbomb, we'd be able to get the Paradise Mantle, equip it here, exile our deck until we found the Oracle, then cantrip with the Nihil Spellbomb, then win the game. Obviously, like, you know, in this spot, winning the game is not going to be a problem, but that's at least something I'm starting to want. Yeah, I don't know if you can play Chromatic Star. I think that Chromatic Star being able to filter colorless mana is relevant in your Urza Saga deck. I guess I should probably just see if this is gonna be hexproof. Chromatic Star wins the game without being able to be responded to. Yeah, actually, it being unable to be responded to is really big deal. It's a really big deal. Weirdly enough. So I don't know. I was kind of thinking about like. I mean, Esper Sentinel's, I think, good in the deck. But we could maybe, like... I also want to play 4 Soul Diviners, so we could maybe cut the Sentinels, like... There was a chatter yesterday who was pretty adamant that he thought that the Sentinels are bad. We could cut the Sentinels and play 4 Soul Diviner and a Chromatic Star. Wait, I think Sphere is the one. You can respond to Star, you can't respond to Sphere, right? It's going to gain 3 life. I'm not going to be able to combo, but that's okay. Don't really need to combo here. Topaz, 3 months, thank you. I was saying they seemed incongruent with the deck. Yeah, I mean, I just like mostly disagreed, but like, I don't know. I didn't think you argued your point poorly or anything. So it's just so it's bad. Yeah, maybe I'm conflating you two. I don't know. I think 4 Merrow could be 3 since you have 4 Wizard Cycler. I think so. Like my like theory is that like when you play 4 Merrow, it's like it lets you be a lot faster. It lets you be a lot faster, and I think that that's important. And then in matchups where the combo is bad, like this one, it's just like not that hard to move away from a post board. Although we are kind of missing a few cards here. Maybe I'll play like 1 of each piece. With some Giver's. I think Giver's like just a little underpowered. My general philosophy is like against decks with removal, like you're mostly going to be on the outgrind them game plan, trade 1 for 1 with the combo, then side out from the combo post board. Because I think this deck's plan A is like grindy artifact Asmo Aether Vial deck, and it does a really good job of being that. And it has the combo so you could race some opposing strategies and, you know, win games that'd be hard to win otherwise. But yeah, this deck is not... I don't think the combo is, like, necessarily plan A. No Magistrate... I don't know, just some Suspend Riftbolt on the draw that's, like, less relevant, too. I'm gonna mulligan this to the Dragon's Burn. Yeah, I mean, yeah, people. Burn does not play light at the stage. I don't. We keep bringing it up, but they don't play that card. Okay. I guess I'd rather have Step Through than Asmo, since it's my discard outlet for the Asmo, which I don't currently have. Pretty bad mull 2/5, honestly, but we have a good matchup and we get to be on the play for game 3 at least, if this doesn't go our way. Should Burn play Beach? Seems like 1 card bolt you 3 times is reasonable. 1 card bolt you 3 times requires you to have 5 mana in play, and Burn is a deck that wants to be able to operate on 2 lands, and so it's like there's just like a lot of tension, I think, with your game plans with Breach and Burn. You have like not enough 0 mana spells. Artificial Graveyard. I don't know if that's necessarily the points. Like you can play Channeler really easily. You can play Channeler Bauble, but I think the Prowess is the better Breach red deck, and they are playing Channeler. Guess I should. Well, if they path this, I'll just get the land, actually. 2 Channelers. That's actually 2 Channelers Bauble. Whoa, what a turn 2. What a turn 2. Gross. I think Grixis Shadow is the better Breach red deck. I mean, Grixis Shadow is Breach and playing red. It feels like a pretty different archetype than Prowess, but I mean, you can think it's the better deck overall. I think that's totally fine. It might be, probably is. But they feel like they're in different archetypes, at least to me. Maybe that doesn't matter. Fighting red is most red. Yeah, that's the main point I was making comparing Burn and Prowess, is they're both red aggressive decks, red aggro decks. Dude, Chandler is Chandler is much better than any other creature they could be playing right now. Ever seen the, yeah, the Breachless Storm deck is really interesting. I played a kind of like my own take on like grinding stationless Breach Storm recently. It's a bit more all-in than that version. I thought the deck was like pretty solid. I had a hard time evaluating it. I've been seeing on Twitter lately too that a lot of people are picking up the list and they're saying that they like the deck, and so I am I rented it again as a backup deck today to maybe play a league of this if we have time. But I thought this deck was pretty interesting. A lot of turn 3 wins, and turn 3 wins are pretty good. So great for us they did not find Delirium. Hopefully that continues to be the case. They did keep a card on top of their library, which is weird if they didn't Delirium. So we can go Stoneforge Mystic, Shadowspear. I think I just need to Wizard Cycle for Asmo, and then next turn I could go like Asmo, Cookbook, Stoneforge Mystic, Shadowspear maybe. I guess I have to fetch Shock to do that. Yeah, still no hard cast step throughs. Heisenberg, thank you for 10 months. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Sadly, no hard cast step throughs today. Or yesterday. They kept Goblin Guide on top? Oh, there's Suicide Attacking Goblin Guide. No, they're Atarka commanding. Why are they doing it now? They should have done that main phase. Do they know they're getting Delirium? They don't know. They need a creature or a sorcery. I missed putting Board Charm in the yard. Missed. Yeah, you gotta main phase that one. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Easy block here. And I think we just double block take 6. We still have the Forge-Tender in play. We have the Cookbook to be gaining life. And just getting these channelers off the field is so freaking lucky. I don't even know what to say. No, I don't know. They just punted so bad not main phasing this Atarka's command. Okay, so they have 1 card in their hand. So I think we'd have like kind of nothing but good lines here, like Cookbook, eat a food this turn. I think that I'm going to Stoneforge Mystic for Shadowspear, cast Shadowspear. Yes, yeah, still haven't amassed on Orvar either. The thing is, it's like when you bring in Orvar, you like, I just can't imagine a situation where you cast it. I don't know. Alright, so spins a Rift Bolt. Not too surprised by the no attacks. My opponent's using a Tarkus command already. Okay, we're definitely playing Saga. Okay, I think I'm gonna go cast Esper Sentinel. Equip here, attack. And if their last card is Skullcrack or Tarkus command, and then they draw another burn spell, we lose. I guess Goblin Guide would also do it because we have to Forge-Tender the thing. Very loud static currently. Okay, people maybe be playing with my beard. People keep saying, talking about the static. I don't know what's. It's probably not that, huh? I just turned my mic off and back on again. Okay, we connected with the Asmo. It's probably somehow my headphones. Reinforced Ronin. How do you play Reinforced Ronin and Channel? Maybe that's the point because they're artifacts. I turn off the mic. Went away. I think it's probably my headphones somehow. I'm just gonna box them. See if that fixed things. When I turn off the mic, it went away. Okay. Let's see. Looks like the proximity to my monitor. Okay, I'll try to keep it away from the computer and stuff. It's just kind of weird. It's been happening lately though. It's fine. Not gonna sack the Forge-Tender. Might be the light. I don't know how it would be the light. But I don't know. I'm not Chuck from Better Call Saul. Which me and Esther actually finished that show last night. Liked it a lot. My favorite part was the ending where he stood on the stand and said, "All right, guys, let's all call Saul." And then they went, "It's time to call Saul." And then they all called Saul. Yeah, can't wait for better. Dude, I said the same thing. I was excited for better fuck Chuck. That's funny. And then you have to spank Hank. I think that I had something for Marie. I can't remember what my joke with Marie was. We have not activated Chancellor yet. I really want to, but it doesn't come up yet. Alright, if they double block the Goblin Guide, that's okay. Destructive Revelry. That's actually pretty big. I mean, it's just probably too little too late. Oh, they didn't pay? They didn't pay for Esper Sentinel? You have nothing to do with your mana. Pay for the Sentinel. Exact. 3 months ago, thank you. Right, with the tier 1, thank you. Okay, here it's probably best to... I want to amass so bad. I want to amass so badly. But it's just not better than making a freaking... making a freaking food and then making a construct. And... Oh, yeah, I didn't pay for the Rift Bolt either, that's right. Right with the 4 months, 2 months, thank you. Yeah, burn players, just, you know, they're not interested in the nonsense cards like Esper Sentinel, okay? They're from they're from EDH, and EDH players never pay the one. Alright, well. I think I'm just sending in with the construct. It's lethal if they don't chump block it. They might just not chump block it. Okay. They do, and I will make a food, gain 3 life, and pass turn. And let's lose to Brother's Hood End. Don't even lose to that one, really. I don't go with you about something like we already have a cookbook payoff Asmo. Well, there's 2 different types of cookbook payoffs. There's Asmo that lets you kill your opponent's creatures, and then against like you know, control and decks with lots of removal. Cards like this that give you card advantage or combos is important too. I don't know. The Chancellor might be not good, but we just because you haven't like had a moment to like really play it doesn't necessarily mean the card isn't good. Like here we might get to a mass too. Oh, whoops. No. Okay, well, no, this is fine. I just have a Revelry. And they're going to let me draw a card. Oh, they pay the 1. Okay, opponent. Good job. I think the Chancellor makes sense in theory. It's a 1-up step through target that is like a, you know, card grindy payoff versus and when your cookbook Daredevil deck. And look, we're amassing. we're amassing right now. Tap it to Springleaf Drum. It's a good card. What else do you want? I'm finding Grow Food difficult to pilot in the super aggro low to the ground red decks local 3 prowess and Murktide. Asmo never stays and they turn the corner and win. I find that Murktide to be one of your best matchups as Asmo. It's going to be hard to play, but I usually almost never lose to it. I'm like 9-1 or something. It can be hard to play, though. So like one important tip for that matchup is don't play your Asmo unless you can kill a creature the turn you play it. A lot of the time, it's not always going to be the case. Okay, let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Just be able to play Asmo, kill something, basically get a 2 or 3 for 1, and then move on. I have actually struggled against Prowess. I don't really know what the answer for that matchup is exactly, besides just, you know, play your cards. All right. Mole. Okay, let's put back the Kaldra. We don't know what the matchup is. I think we can put back the Soul Diviner. I think it's close to... We have the Saga. We can maybe get Vial off Saga for the Soul Diviner to recoup some card disadvantage. And also, Soul Diviner is like the most fun card in this deck. Is the combo to untap Wizard and Springleaf Drum to remove your life before Oracle? It doesn't combo with Springleaf Drum, it combos with Paradise Mantle. But yes, that is the combo. Misty Rainforest, huh? I really wish you could step through for Ovalchase Daredevil. I'm seeing more Fury, Main, and Creativity. This is also Hoser. I mean, Fury, what's the general plan against Creativity? So, like, the general plan is, like, either control the board with Asmo or Var them. Fury, Main, and Creativity is, I think, just nutso behavior, like, deranged behavior. It's also, like, maybe just genius and, like, just, like, correct, and congratulations to, whoever is, you know, a genius that's doing that in your local metagame. But I think you just have to play 4 Archons. Maybe I should get Hallowed Fountain here, but I'm under the impression you just have to play 4 Archons. So I do not know. I don't know what's going on over there. Let's get the Chancellor, huh? 3 Archons, Fury, and Creativity. Is it like 3 Archon and a Fury? I don't. Fury and Creativity is a lot better. In paper it's a lot better where you just keep flipping over it. Exactly. You just keep flipping. The Sentinel's probably pretty good against whatever they've got going on. Although I think this turn I'm just gonna set up a bit, discard Sentinel, cast Asmo, cast Cookbook, and hope we find a Daredevil. Yeah, I think they're playing Temur Saga. We kind of have an awkward mold to 5 this game. Do you think Recommission would fit well into Borrowstone Blade? I do, actually. I do think it would be pretty good. Yes. Borrowstone Blade is a deck that I have been wanting to circle back to, too, and I think Recommission would be good. Am I going to test out the Life of Limponza deck? Looks kind of evil. I don't know. I might. Let me show you guys. This deck was really cool. I saw it last night. I think it retweeted the list. Yeah, so this was a 5-0 list from Soko-chan, Shock-chan. But the combo is Life and Limb, 4 mana enchantment, all forest and all saplings are 1/1 saplings and forest in addition to the other types. And so you combo this with Yavimaya Cradle of Growth to turn all lands into 1/1s, and then you Fury the lands. And then you Fury the lands. It's beautiful. It's so sick. You can red and 6 ping the lands if you want. Oh man, it's cool. I liked it a lot. 5/6 Squave. Yeah, it looks like it is just a Rug Saga here. I think I'm just gonna play my Chancellor and pass. Oh, my draw's been pretty dopey this game, huh? Oh, the longbow kill lands, just something else, huh? He's a genius, part of the team who created Gristle combo in Legacy. Found that creativity lost to aggro game 1, so he just jams 3 Fear of the main. Leans to Raymond with Armor Grave. Entirely off blue spells, doing very well. Yeah, I think it could just be genius to just play Fury and creativity. And again, I don't know. It's interesting. It's something definitely like a cool thing to try too. Is it Staticaster? Oof. Now we're talking. It's literally twin end of turn Staticaster, untap, play this card. Oh no, Staticaster is not good. Staticaster kills all of your own things. Okay, can we please draw a Daredevil? No. Cannot. I don't think if I just want to double a mass or if I want to play the Sentinel. I'll probably need to just double a mass here. You can take counters off the zombie. Yeah, we have such an awkward mold to 5 here. I don't think Goblin Sharpshooter is legal. Staticaster only kills things with the same name. Oh, it's like I see. It's still kind of risky because if you have the same land. Okay, Galvanic Blast, target me. Oh boy, is Galvanic Blast a greedy card, huh? Oh, but then that turns. Then this is okay, 6/7. Less greedy. Okay, let's concede. We're dead. I think. I guess we could chump block and draw Daredevil. Still feel like we're pretty behind. Yeah, I think they're playing Rug Saga though. So let me another cut the combo matchup, which is gonna happen a lot, which is okay. This against the Rin and 6 decks most usually. I think a couple deputies fine. Nihil Spellbomb's okay. Let's try this. Yeah, that is true. Creativity does play a lot of removal, but like Fury does like just stabilize so well against the cheap aggro decks. I don't know, it's interesting. What matches you with Meddling Mage? Titan. Creativity. I'm not like sometimes creativity, but Titan, living in Rhinos mostly. But it's like I tend to prefer Meddling Mage to Lavinia because it's very similar, but like it's just so much better against Titan. Like if you just play like we also have the Magistrate spell like that has a 3 toughness and some relevance against the Breach deck. Okay, so we're on the play against Temur Saga with a weird hand, to say the least. A hand I'm going to keep, though, I think. And I think I play this Vial in turn 1, because I really need to be able to, like, Vial in a creature, if possible. Although if I draw Asmo, I'm going to really regret I played this Vial. So maybe I'll play the Cookbook just for this first turn. This is a really weird hand. It's good if it draws a land. Most creatures are okay with the Vial to draw. Weird hand to keep. Pretty bad. It can be worse post board against some hate. My opponent also showed an interest in like Besageing my Saga pretty aggressively, which is kind of interesting for this hand too. Best draws maybe Asmo. Okay, Sentinel. So let's go Aether Vial. Springleaf Drum. And the next turn we can go... We can make a Saga token because we can Vial in the Sentinel and then make a Construct. Korma Spell is better with Urborg. Is Korma Spell legal in Modern though? I think I have a Korma Spell for EDH because I have a way to Wrath. I can tutor it with my Magda and then tutor Expedition Map for Urborg and then tutor the dragon that deals 3 damage to all creatures. Although I don't currently have it in the main because I think people don't like that. I'm just terrified of people not liking me in EDH. I guess they're Team of Breach. Yeah, but I think Korma Spell is just not legal. Korma Spell would likely be better. Maybe not. It's about the same. Locket of Yesterdays? Maybe a bit and a bit too deep, but I like I appreciate the suggestion. It's maybe good. Okay, make a Construct. I already have my Springleaf Drum in play, sadly, so I guess I'm just going to Needle Emery. And pass back. I guess I should Cookbook here because they can Needle my Cookbook if they want to. Yeah, is Korma Spell Modern legal? I thought someone might have looked it up. I guess I can look it up. I don't think it is. Korma Spell. Format? Yeah, it does not look... Yeah, it's not just legal in Legacy, sadly. Too bad. I started out the Mantle because we moved away from the combo against the Teamer Saga deck we thought we were playing against, but they're Teamer Breach. Maybe we would have moved the combo back in. Is there any other way to turn creatures into lands? The Life from the Limb enchantment is probably the best one. They do get Needle. They named the Cookbook. Not super surprising. Imprison the Moon. You want a way to turn their lands into creatures, not their creatures into lands. Come on. Probably a little less efficient. But yes, that probably would work. Okay, they do have Delirium. Not gonna be able to kill my Construct though. Okay, that can kill my Construct. Damn it. Alright. Pretty wrecked. Let's take this Vial up to 2. We can get another Vial off the Saga for an Asmo, okay, which is what happens. So get Vial and Asmo. Grab another Cookbook, I guess, and then we might as well cast a Shadowspear and a Cookbook. No lands in play, but we got 2 Aether Vials and a Dream. Am I going to be ticking up this Aether Vial to 4? Maybe. I have this other one here to get up to 2. Stop and draw step. Stop what and draw step? Okay, so they Nature's Gave my Needle, which unlocks their Emery, which is horrible for me. If I stop and draw step, you might draw something to Vial in before the Saga trigger. Why would I want to do that though? Well, that explosives looks pretty good here. Right, we're dead. Yeah, the Saga trigger goes in the stack main phase, so I have a chance to respond to it anyway. Yeah, I'm confused. Okay, another back-to-back 3/2s with this deck. I think I want to try a couple different changes. Specifically, I think I want to main deck a way to cantrip. I want to main deck a cantrip that's tutorable with Urza Saga, so that you can combo a bit easier on the same turn with the Puresight Merrow. Deck tech for Christian Blood. As you post a link in chat, I can take a look. I also want to try more Soul Diviners.